Well, we just got pronunciation advice, not only from our next guest, but from her mother as well, on how to say this properly. Amrita Sondhi joining us. Her new book is called The Taste of Ayurveda. Not bad. Would your mother approve?
Well, hopefully my mother approves.
That's good.
So let's start at the beginning here. Ayurvedic cooking, what is it?
Ayurvedic cooking is based on the fact that we're born into primarily 3 body types: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, which is wind, fire, and earth. Yeah. And it's a science that's developed since over 5,000 years ago. It's one of the oldest science that even Chinese medicine comes out of. Mm-hmm. And there's about 10 permutations and combinations of Vata, Pitta, Kapha in us. And there's a questionnaire in the beginning of the book.
I was going to say, you make it nice and easy for people to have an idea if they're just getting started in Ayurveda lifestyle, because that matters a lot, doesn't it? I mean, the primary aspect in which you fall really rules a lot of the diet, exercise, lifestyle issues.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not all the same. And so different exercises, people go, well, how come he can eat everything and I can't, or vice versa? And that's all to do with where we fall in.
So what does eating in your body type, according to Ayurvedic tradition, what does that do for you? Does it just mean you function better?
Yes, for sure, because it'll balance out the fire, wind, or earth qualities. And if we're out of balance, we might have too much earth, too much wind, too much fire, or too little. Mm-hmm. Right. And the recipes in here are coded, so they'll tell you whether they increase the fire or decrease it, or increase the wind or decrease it, or earth.
Fascinating. Just this whole idea of balance. And it makes so much sense, right? I mean,
and it's very healthful. We've got a couple examples here today. What are you making for us today?
I'm going to make a chia fruit and nut and seed porridge. Okay. And chia is a seed. And it's getting more and more popularity lately. I just wanted to really tell people that it's really advisable to soak chia for at least 11 hours.
Yeah. So we have the unsoaked chia seeds here.
Yeah, you can see how it kind of feels.
Yeah, they're just little wee. Yeah. Everybody knows them from the Chia Pats, I think.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't make that connection until you actually said that.
But you can actually eat them. So you've soaked these for 11 hours just in water?
Just in water. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I soaked the walnuts so that the live quality of the walnuts comes out.
So why is it so important to soak them?
Because if you don't soak them, all this that it absorbed here, your own body will absorb this much. This was only half a cup of chia seeds.
So your body has to provide the moisture that
exactly.
Wow, so it becomes
so you get really thirsty.
Exactly. And it'll become not very good for you, as chia seeds are fantastic for you. Yeah. And that'll sort of can make them
And you mentioned the walnuts as well, and I know I have a friend who suggested that I soak almonds. And it was a life changer for me because I love almonds, and soaking them totally changes everything. It changes the way you digest it, everything. Do you soak all the nuts in Ayurveda?
It's a very good idea. Pistachios you don't have to soak.
Right.
So I didn't soak these, but you can soak them for a short while. Okay. Beautiful raw pistachios. Raw nuts are good, and this is coconut.
So is this raw food?
This is raw food. This is raw food, and you will not believe how good it tastes because you've got the sweetness from the figs here.
And why is raw food so good for you?
Raw food is so nice because it's unprocessed. It's the real live food. Yeah. It's
the real flavor, the real taste.
Yeah,
and it tends to be obviously, you know, you need some pre-planning for soaking seeds and nuts and things like that. But for the most part, it is a very time-efficient way of cooking and living.
I mean, that's breakfast.
There you go.
If you soak that overnight, there's your breakfast.
There it is.
Here's the almond milk that goes with it.
And I use almond milk for pretty much everything, but it's really good for you. I prefer it to soy milk.
Beautiful.
Me too. There's a recipe for almond milk in the first book.
You brought a couple other examples as well. What do we have here?
This is berries. I've got 3 kinds of berries in here.
Right.
And I'm serving it with cashew cream instead of whipped cream. So it's got the soaked cashews, it's got a bit of lemon juice, a bit of maple syrup. And look at your dessert.
Tasty.
You've got a healthy dessert. And
that's not this, is it?
That's a different dressing that I made for I made a cashew dressing for the alkalizing cabbage coleslaw salad.
Yeah.
And there you go.
This smells incredible. I mean, I know you can't smell
savory.
it, but the recipe's in the book, and it smells absolutely incredible. And all this stuff goes together, Amrita, with a real lifestyle philosophy that you've carried through your entire life, because Ayurvedic cooking and philosophies and lifestyle really led to the invention of yoga.
That's right,
which is another huge part of your life.
Yes, it is.
You brought some examples back here. I'm just going to bring them forward, but talk about your clothing line as well.
Sure. Okay, so Movement Global is my clothing line. And our idea behind it was to make a line with sustainable fibers. So this is all made from bamboo, which grows with no pesticides, is naturally antibacterial, and thermally regulates on your body as well, and wicks, and it's antibacterial, so
and
it
it's
doesn't get stinky.
soft.
Yeah, people really like the softness. We use a high quality fabric because our idea is that people can keep it over time. Yeah. Pieces reverse, so this can be turned to brown or the taupe side.
Oh, yeah, with the dudes as well,
so you
with
get
the guys as well.
The dudes,
Oh, that's brilliant. And there's such a beautiful weight to this fabric as well. It feels really good.
It's really nice.
Talk about the benefits to the foundation? Your organization as well, Pamoja.
Yeah, so Pamoja was really the foundation I started that supports microfinance in East Africa. And 10% of our proceeds from the book and from the clothing line goes to the foundation. And our end goal is that the people who benefit from microfinance will eventually make these clothes.
That's a beautiful term, microfinance, and a lot of people aren't familiar with it. But I mean, it really is small-scale lending that can have a huge impact on people's lives.
Yes, and in a sustainable way.
Beautiful.
Well,
love it.
Always so nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming. If you want to check out this, what a great book, The Tastes of Ayurveda. Beautiful cooking for you, nice and fresh. Mike is currently pigging out as soon as the camera's on. And if you'd like more information on the book or the clothing line, you can go to Amrita's website. It's on the screen for you right now. We're going to take a quick break.